Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah Catherine, this is Leah Sees Movies, and we are back with the second episode of Arcane. Last episode, the first episode was just a bit of a, introduction, laying the groundwork, introducing you to the world. Do I even know the name of this country, planet, anything? I actually don't think I do. So clearly, groundwork, there's still some to be had, but we kind of are introduced to this big golden marble beautiful city up top, and it's sitting on top of this kind of destitute subterranean city, Blade Runner looking kind of situation. There were aliens, there was weird creatures. Seems like there may be some air quality issues, which kind of rolls into this kind of sci-fi. And it doesn't explicitly say that it's a different planet, but I don't know, I feel like it was. I guess it could be some version of Earth with like aliens on it, but I don't know. It's feeling like it's another universe. I'm not sure if this is strictly more fantasy or sci-fi as far as categorization goes, so I guess we'll see as time continues. But we're introduced to Vi and Powder. It looks like their mother died tragically in some kind of, I'm gonna say uprising? Some kind of uprising or some kind of moving everyone into some subterranean ghettos kind of situation. Like the people in the nice armor were like, all right, get rid of the poors and push them somewhere else, and like something like that. I can't tell if Vander is actually their father or not. Probably not, because they called him Vander, I think. They never called him dad. So a father figure, no George Michael, who took them in, and like Team's retired from a life of crime, but he still keeps an eye on the game, he just makes sure everything is civil. And Vi is our street fighter. Powder, who I'm pretty sure is going to become Jinx, is our soon-to-be future inventor, I think, based off her little grenades that will work someday, I'm guessing. Probably with the magical pop rocks that exploded a building. So, yeah, that's what you missed on Glee. And because plot-wise, not too much has happened yet, I don't have anything else to really continue with. I don't really even have any theories, because I truly do not know what's going on. So I'm going to keep this brief and end this here. Let's get started. Yo, again, this animation is so good.
A little danger is worth the risk, don't you think? Careful, that's your parents' money you're dropping.
Like, it's like a hallway, and just look how crisp that doorknob is.
Is someone in there?
Oh, okay. So this is our other POV of the robbery. There go the pop rocks. Also, the caption said Jace, and I do know that name because I know that there is a ship. There's a Javik or something, and then I know that Mel is the black lady is with one of them, and there's a whole situation. Oh. I mean, I guess when you need help, you're gonna yell for help, but you guys seem to be in a real predicament. Oh, well, you know what? I was about to say, who are you calling for? But someone answered, so more fool me. And that dude has magic pop rocks. Going by the magic element, I'm gonna say this is more of a fantasy series. Or like, it's sci-fi fantasy. Oh, we're float. I'm sorry, what? He summons the Bifrost. Oh. It looks like Earth, and then it was an eyeball. So is this Earth? Or Earth-like? He saved them. Very nice. Secondary question though, how did y'all get in that situation in the first place? Like, how are you wandering around in a blizzard? Was there a civilization nearby? Is there a tent that you lost? Because it doesn't seem like he just teleported them to like, oh, here's a close by city. It was like, we're in a new world.
Relax, kid. We know it was a break-in, but that doesn't explain this. A lot of restricted items here, and I don't see any permits. Mm-hmm. Tell me how you got them.
You get robbed and they're like, actually, hold on. Why are there bombs here?
I'm assistant to the dean of the academy. He sent me here to ensure that anything dangerous is removed safely, which, according to my list, includes you.
Wow. That is 0 for 2. No good, very bad day. It's a good person to rob, someone else who's doing a crime. But also, they said he was like, because they were like, oh, that apartment belonged to someone with a fancy name, like someone with prestige. So is he like rich or?
Imprisonment. What a curious principle.
Because it would seem if it was such a big deal that this family got robbed, wouldn't it be a big deal that they're arresting the kid?
What manner of inquiry was this?
Professor Heimerdinger,
Heimerdinger.
a way to harness magic through science.
Magic.
Yes.
The arcane is dangerous, Jace. A force
Okay.
of nature. Science cannot control it.
But maybe it can.
Why don't you just learn magic, my dude?
Mistakes before the council. Admit your work was dangerous. But speak nothing of magic. Do that and I theorize you'll get away with, how do you say, a slap on the wrist.
I want Professor Heimerdinger in every scene for the rest of the show. Does he become a main character? Because he's so cute. I want like a plushie of him. Now, why couldn't they put powder in the ring before they threw her out into a mission?
Anders said to lay low. Enforcers never come down here, so this is as good a place as any.
That was the best job we've ever done. Maybe just don't take powder next time.
Again, is he being a jerk about it? Perhaps. Okay, maybe you guys should have handed her something that shoots on this mission. But can you do that in battle? Not just when it's like a carnival game. Like, I respect being like, I'm better than you, but...
It's every one of you trenches concerned now.
Trenchers.
Give me a name.
Spit is even gross in animation. In fact, it might be worse. Bro.
Search them.
Look at their main character hair. It has to be them.
Go ahead, idiots. You got nothing.
Part of me is like, why do you have explosives on you? But then the other part of me is like, it probably wouldn't be a great idea to just like leave them at home. But is home not the safest place? I guess not. Everyone's robbing everyone, but... And now they have this like freaking neon like black lighting. This is so cool. It's so pretty.
Over here!
Powder, man. I don't know, man. I'm kind of with Milo. Every day is a struggle with her.
You need to hide those crystals. Yeah, no shit.
Should have done that the first time. You don't get to know shit when you're, for the second time, you're the reason we had to run. Because otherwise you could have been like, oh, we don't know.
Innovations that you are the richest person in Piltover.
If I
We
may.
need something revolutionary, Alora. Something to put Piltover on the map.
This will be a surprise to nobody. I'm obsessed with her.
I believe they came to renown for their design of the collapsible pocket wrench.
But Heimerdinger favors him?
As far as I can tell.
I want that outfit. I want to do my hair like hers. I want the makeup. Beautiful, perfection. Well done.
The boy's got ambition. It's why we supported him in the first place.
Ambition? Darling, he nearly blew up our daughter.
Jace had nothing to do with that. He was robbed. We need to help him.
But okay, this helps me because I was asking. I was like, if he's part of this very fancy family, wouldn't it be an issue? But it's like, he's the street urchin they adopted.
We should hit them back. We've got the numbers to beat them.
Yeah, let's teach him what it means to mess with us.
Do you have the weapons to take them? Because if it's a numbers game, it's a war of attrition, and y'all going attrish quite a lot.
Crossed that bridge once before. We all know how that ends.
Okay, so I think I was right. It was some kind of rebellion.
This will blow over. We just need to stand together.
The Vander I knew, the one who built the underground, wouldn't be afraid to fight.
But I'm a father now. Gosh, it's like no one's paying attention.
Do I look afraid?
No. You look weak.
Ooh.
We kicked the Enforcers' butts with just the 4 of us. Imagine what the whole of the lanes could do.
Jeez, even Powder wants to fight.
So why aren't we?
Also, even Powder wants to fight. Girl, you only get a vote if you can actually fight.
Okay, well, Vander's gotta deal with the Enforcers.
What deal? For your birthday, Counselor.
Oh, Mel, this is too kind.
And I bought you some ginkgo nuts.
Ah, don't you know I'm allergic? What are you trying to do?
I'm assuming that's the guy people ship him with because he's skinty and white. And that's usually how these things go. Sorry. I've been in the fandom game a long time. And also, like, he's the poor kid who's, like, has big ideas about science, and then he's, like, the assistant dean or whatever. I see how this is gonna go.
Of illegal experimentation and endangering the citizens of Piltover. What do you have to say for yourself?
Ooh. Also a look.
What I did endangered people. It was reckless, and for that I'm sorry. I ask the Council's forgiveness, and I hope that I can continue my studies.
One day, he will be a great contributor to our society.
A look!
Do you have anything to show for your work besides an explosion?
No. It came to nothing.
So you're saying your study was meaningless?
It was revolutionary.
Revolutionary how?
I was trying to create magic.
The nails. Also, the very cute professor said don't do that.
Arcane talents are something you're born with. They can't be fabricated.
The Arcane is the curse of our world. My race was nearly destroyed by it.
But, like, the race of robots, or is he, like, in a robot body for something?
This is the city of progress. Think of the wonders we could create. Let me prove—
Enough! You don't understand what's at stake. I've seen this power in the wrong hands. It corrupts.
So it's just like, we don't like magic because you can do bad things with magic, but like, your enforcers are downstairs throwing like people through windows, so.
Heimerdinger is right. Piltover was founded to escape the warmongering of mages, not cultivated.
He must be banished from Piltover.
Please let me speak.
Oh, what's that?
My son isn't in his right mind.
Oh.
His entire life he's chased an impossible dream. But he has a good heart. Please let him come home.
But like, at best, yeah, you're trying to get him to like plead insanity. He's definitely leaving the academy.
Perhaps in this matter, a lesser sentence may suffice. I move that Jace be summarily expelled from the academy and remanded to the care of his parents.
At 24 years old. She said, "Old man, stop playing with your toy." But how I vote.
Son home, Mrs. Tallis. But he is never to set foot on academy grounds.
I'm curious if the little things on her fingers, if she like lost fingers to frostbite, or if it's just a look. Also, why do they do their trials in the dark? Is it just for like the drama of the light, or truth shines in darkness? Unlike the Washington Post. Ooh. Ah, is this the site of the weird experiment? Yeah.
Who are you?
You're looking for 4 children. The ones running circles round Piltover's finest. I'm about to make your day.
Can I come in?
She's like, I saved you from getting deported. She's like, but also, I got kicked out of school and now I live with my mom again.
Jace, please. If I hadn't spoken, you'd be lost to me.
How did y'all end up in a blizzard? I have follow-up questions.
Magic saved your life. I could have convinced the council. My own family won't help me. I'll find someone who will.
The only person who was like outright on your side was conditional on not mentioning magic, and then you mentioned magic. The nut guy, never on your side.
Boy.
Yeah, I must admit, his theory intrigues.
Victor, yes. Javik.
Could it work? Could these stones really invoke
Magic?
Come tomorrow morning, his research will be safely disposed of. Lock up.
And he's gonna take all the research.
Will he live?
No, no.
There's a monster inside all of us.
What? No. No, no, it'll kill me.
You see, power. Real power.
They were like, that spit is so important. We're going to... People spent time and money, a whole shift, into that piece of spit.
It comes to those who will do anything to achieve it. It's time to let the monster out.
Oh, can we do some maybe more test rats before we go to me? Like, even if I'm sold on your thing here. Like, what happened? We saw the rat killed the mouse, but we didn't see what happened to the rat. I don't know if we're ready for human trials, personally, but... I mean, it's not like it was really optional. That dude definitely would have killed him if he'd said no. Or just force-fed it to him. Also, what is up with all the slime? The gushiness.
My dad says you're a misfit. And that we can't be friends anymore.
So why are you out here?
I'm a misfit too, I suppose.
Come inside, Caitlin. Now.
They kind of made a point of showing us the mom's, like, earrings. And I'm like, are they derived from the same stone as the pop rocks? Or is it just kind of to be like, oh, they're pretty?
Did they take anything dangerous?
Hard to say. We don't exactly know what we did find, let alone what we didn't.
Couldn't he tell you what's missing?
We've conducted exhaustive interrogations, frozen commerce for half the district. With all due respect, Counselor, don't you think we've pushed them hard enough?
Do whatever it takes. Turn the Undercity upside down if you have to. Just find them.
That guy's like, that's what I was waiting for. So I'm gonna go rough up some poor people immediately.
Welcome to the last drop.
Good until.
What can I get you?
4 sump rats will do.
The Undercity, trenchers, sump rats. Every 10 minutes, they're like, we're gonna create a new weird slur. They have an alarm system. Feels like they should have been good on hiding spots. Like, they knew it was gonna happen eventually.
You be careful with that.
Ew. Is this the equivalent of like a snake in the tequila?
He had some stories.
Someone currently in prison, I assume.
You weren't always the peacekeeper, were you?
Yeah, well, you can't escape the past, right? It'd be a shame if I had to put them on again.
Oh. Powder, I swear to God. Okay, you know what? I was gonna be like, this girl, not again. But they got her doing a full plank. Like, that is so unfair. This is the worst Pilates session of all time. Let me guess, Vi's gonna sacrifice herself. Cause, oop. But I think it's like, even if she holds it until he closes the door, she's gonna like plunk. Yep. Really? He didn't hear that? If you know at some point you're gonna have enforcers, cops coming in here all the time, you guys need to have better hiding spots. Although I guess if he had to deal with the other one, he's like, yeah, she's not gonna invade me.
You're just a small.
But she's just one captain.
Forgot to bury. And I'm gonna bury the lot of you.
Also, I'm not 5'8". Don't let anyone tell you I'm 5'8". I'm curious if it's gonna be one of those he actually is from the Undercity, but he escaped and now he thinks he's better than everyone thinks.
What if they took her?
No one is taking any of you.
Tell her to work on her core, I don't know.
It's already happening. You heard him. They won't stop. We need to fight back. And if you won't, I will.
Girl, give your knuckles a chance to recover. That shit's like oozing.
I've heard this kind of talk before.
I'm assuming his former friend is the one who was doing that kind of talk.
We were here. We saw what they did. I want Powder to have more than that, and I'm willing to fight for it.
So was I. I was angry, just like you. I led us across this bridge, thinking things could change. If I hadn't,
Your mother would be alive.
parents would still be alive.
Okay. We didn't see. Is Dad the old friend?
But who are you willing to lose? Milo? Clagger? Powder? Nobody wins in war, Vi.
Well, not entirely true. Someone wins.
The enforcers will come back.
I don't know.
You still have the option to sell someone out. But I mean, I think literally the entire Undercity knows. It was like, oh, that was Vander's kids who did that. So I don't think selling someone out would work. Especially if they figured out that they were sold out and it wasn't just like a false arrest. They're gonna be like, oh, bet. We're telling all Vander shit immediately. And the little dog too. No? Is this where we are? He's about to do the full Tommen. And then Mel or Victor. Mel or Victor. Victor.
No, I was intrigued by what you said at the trial.
That makes you the only one.
This hex tech theory of yours.
It's not a theory. I saw with my own eyes what magic can do. The lives it can save.
Well, magic isn't a theory. Controlling it is. That's the part you've yet to sufficiently explain to, like, anybody, including me. Obviously, I'm with you. I like it. Magic is awesome. But
Poor cripple from the Undercity.
he's like, I could have convinced the council, and baby, we need to work on your sales pitch.
Which is why I'm here. Because I think you're onto something. I want to help you complete your research.
No one thinks it can be done.
When you're going to change the world, don't ask for permission.
That's crazy, because you arrested me yesterday. Just saying.
I don't even know your name.
It's Victor.
Victor has the, like, kind of coppery red-orange eyes thing, like our Mr. Villain guy. I'm curious. Well, no. Mr. Villain guy, only the, like, robot eye was that color. So maybe they're not related. I was gonna have a theory, but perhaps not.
You know, Powder, what makes you different makes you strong. Always remember that, okay?
Are you gonna go do something stupid?
What the hell were you thinking? Going into the last drop. Do you have any idea what you've done?
I was getting results. You
What?
heard the council.
What result did you get?
Maybe it's not too late.
All the blues in this show pop, like, so well. The eyes, the gems, the pop rocks. Bri's gonna turn herself in. Okay, so that was episode 2 of Arcane. We were introduced to 3 new characters, Mel, Jace, and Victor. We were introduced to kind of a little bit more of the upper city. I don't know, is that what they were called? They said the lower Undercity. Uptown funk. I don't know. The upper city, I'm gonna call it that. I don't remember if that was the name. So we were introduced to a bit more of the upper city. It's called Piltover, which answers one of my questions earlier when I was like, I don't even know what this place is called. So it has a name, and we found out the city was founded to escape mage warfare. So we're getting a little bit more world building on that front as well, a little bit of history of the city. But I guess I'm curious how. I want like a timeline. This is the kind of thing where you want a book with a map in it. I'm just like, okay, so the Heimdinger, the tiny fluffy professor, he said he's the only one who, like, actively remembers magic users, and he was like 300 years old. He witnessed the, you know, magic violence, but they're still obviously magic users because one saved Jace and his mother when they were when he was a child. Again, why were they out in a blizzard? Why? I have so many questions because it seems like they just teleported him to a completely different spot. Like it wasn't like, oh, take you to the nearest city, now you're safe, because it wasn't snowing where he dropped them off. So now I'm just like, did you do them a favor, or did you like send them to China, metaphorical China in this in this example, and now it's like, well shit, I have to get home. So, I don't know, they didn't address that. All they focused on is that he saved their lives, which is great. So we know there's still magic users abound, or at least there were approximately 10 to 15 years ago, but no one seems to have seen one in probably 100+ years based off what Fluffy Professor said. The arcane is just their term for magic, I guess, and the scientific manipulation of magic is what Jace is trying to figure out, which they don't want to do because they think magic is too dangerous, which again doesn't really make sense because again, you guys, science isn't inherently any more safe than magic is. It's kind of like, it's the same business. But they also did point out that magic is like a natural talent, right? It's something you're born with. So if someone was born with magic, would they be like kicked out? Would it be like you're born with magic or the ability to do magic, but if they're not taught it, it doesn't matter? Or is it like, oh my god, a magic user, they must be killed? Well, I guess they did. They were going to, expel him from the city just for talking about it, or banish him. That's the word I was looking for. So I guess it is a pretty severe infraction. I guess I'm trying to figure out how anti-magic this community is. They accept its existence, though it does seem to be rare, but they're not a fan. The upper city stuff was a bit more interesting than the undercity stuff. The undercity stuff was like a continuation of obviously the last episode. Like we were dealing with the enforcers, dealing with the effects of their robbery and the explosion, but it wasn't like every time we kind of cut back to them, it was like more of the same. It's like, here's them running from enforcers. Here's them hiding from enforcers. Here's them running from enforcers. Like, it was like, we're really kind of, we get it. They're running from the enforcers. But I guess if that's the point, we have to keep seeing it to show the how, like, they're relentless. They're not gonna, they don't feel like they can escape. So this is what has brought Vi to the point where she's like, fuck it. I'm just gonna turn myself in, and that's the only way to keep Powder safe. I get the intention, but definitely I was like, let's get back to like this thing, the place where stuff is actually happening. Like, tell me more about this child. Tell me about this world building. We did get, actually, before I completely write it off, because I'm gonna be like, yeah, screw the Undercity. Before I say that, we did get a little bit more of the backstory about the revolution. Definitely Vander was like the head of this revolution, where they tried to storm the bridge and presumably get into the city. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of birth, right? Like, you were born here, you were born there, and that's where you stay. It's just a caste system. But it seems very weird that there's absolutely no traffic. And also that there seems to be a segment of the population with very, very poor air quality. Why am I saying that as though it's so crazy? Like, some people are rich and some people are suffering in environmentally unhealthy, like, yeah. How crazy. Never heard of before. Let me take that back, because that's just reality. We got some more details on the revolt. We kind of confirmed that what we already knew, which is that Vi and Powder's mother and father were killed. Although, no, he said, I think you lost your parents. We know for sure her mother was killed because we saw it. We saw her body. We did not see the father. And then the other angry cop was like, oh, I was talking to one of your old friends. So I feel like the friend is going to be their father, who was like Vander's friend and like co-lead of this revolt, and he's been in prison for like the last decade. I think that's my theory on this. If I'm right, mark it now. What else? Mel is amazing. I know nothing about her. I know it's like, you're like everyone black, correct? But also, I just, character design! She looks so good. The other bald lady with the like neck things, and then those just giant fingernail talons. Ooh. I always say, I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could dress like that. Like, I could theoretically, but where am I going? Going to the office? Going to the AMC theater? I could. But yeah, I mean, on a day-to-day basis, I wear graphic tees. Who am I lying to? But in my heart, I want to dress like that. What else? Plot, do we learn things? Oh yes, we saw Mr. Villaineye again. He is in a underwater lair because he's just hitting every possible villain trope he can. Disfigurement, robot eyes, animal abuse, underwater lair, hitting him. Evil scientist friend. And now we can add child experimentation. They gave this kid the substance that made the rat homicidal, but we don't know what happened to the rat. We're assuming he died because the kid was like, no, my God, it's gonna kill me. So I don't think the rat had a good outcome, but he thought it was good enough to maybe kill a street child. The scientist said, because when Mr. Villanai was like, oh, will he live or something, the scientist was like, long enough. So I'm assuming they're just going to make this kid Hulk out and then point him in the general direction that they're looking for and then call it a day. Also, Mr. Villanai met with the not 5'8" enforcer, and then 5'8" enforcer invaded the bar. So I assume that that's him. Mr. Villanai was like, yo, they're definitely, like, that's Vander's kids, they're in the bar. But if he knows it's there, like, why even bother with, like, oh, we're gonna start, just like, we're gonna camp out here. We know it's your kids. So did he tell him just enough to be like, oh, check Vander's place? Or did he, in fact, like, did he give him names, addresses, like, friends, family, uncles, local arcade? I don't know. We did not get all of that. So it's all speculation. Because we're kind of still in the setup phase, I really don't have too many theories as to like the major overarching plot. The show is called Arcane, so I assume that at some point Jace's theories are going to work and he's going to like oh my God. And he is going to successfully harness magic using science. Or conversely, one of our Undercity kids is going to have some kind of magical talent they were unaware of and become mages. And because two of our characters have main character hair, it's going to be Powder or Vi. And I feel like, again, not entirely based off my own genius, but also based off social media and like the things that I try really hard not to look at, but because now I talk about Arcane, my Twitter is like, do you want to see Arcane? And so now I'm scrolling really fast. I feel like probably Vi is going to stay a brawler. I can't see her going the science or the magic route. I think she's going to stay a brawler who's just there to protect her sister, and her sister is going to become better as an inventor, and at some point, I guess, team up with Jace, who's going to be doing magic inventing. Or it's going to be one of those things where Jace is working on something and Powder is working with the Pop Rocks, and like inadvertently they're gonna all both have like half of the Arcane equation, right? And they're gonna run into each other some way, somehow, and voila, Oppenheimer. But it's episode 2. It's only 9 episodes in the first season. So if we're assuming they master the Arcane by the end of the season, and again, I feel like there's gonna be a time jump because I think Powder is older and goes by Jinx based off pictures I've seen. I think she was definitely older. Okay, new theory. Vi turns herself in for the robbery / explosion. She goes to prison, and then Powder continues working with the Pop Rocks and with her inventions with the goal of getting her sister out of jail. And then that's going to be the time jump. The time jump is going to be like, woohoo, it's been 5 years now, and she thinks she's cracked the code and she's going to try to break her sister out of prison. And then in the course of this, she's going to either run into Jace, Victor, and Mel, or she's going to like cause another explosion, getting her sister out, and Jace and Victor are going to be like, hold on, that looks like the magic rocks. And then yeah, and we already know that Jace is willing to go to the Undercity for stuff. So they will cross paths. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, so I think that's all I have for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment, etc. All of those things make me very, very happy. If you don't want to do any of that, but you've watched all the way to the end of this video, thank you. I still really, really appreciate you. You can follow me on Twitter at LeahSeesMovies if you are so inclined. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace!